So what's up guys, Auto Fanatics. So this video I'm going to be discussing and showing you the application and some demonstration of the new Chemical Guys Hydro Thread. This is a ceramic infused fabric and stain protectant that will work on carpets, Alcantara, any kind of textiles, and we're actually also going to try it on some leather as well. So the application is very simple, but before you do any kind of coating on any kind of fabric, the first thing you want to do is always vacuum and make sure they're clean. Wait for everything to be dry, and then go through your process of application. So I'm just going to grab my Milwaukee vac, and we're just going to give these two floor mats. This is the floor mat from my Shelby GT350R. This is a Lloyd's custom floor mat. This is a synthetic type of carpeting. This is the floor mat from the Ferrari 355. This is a wool type carpeting. We also have back here, this is a wool type carpeting from a Bentley and Rolls-Royce. We have some Alcantara, we have some Porsche herringbone fabric, and we have some Ferrari black leather. So these are the samples of materials that we're going to use today. So we're just going to give it a quick once over. Okay, we're going to put that to the side. So you're just going to pretty much shake the product up, and we're going to liberally spray the floor mat like I show you here. You're going to want to go and give it a good saturation. Also, don't forget, if you have embroidery, to hit those areas as well. So depending on what you're doing, the size of the bottle should be able to do a set of floor mats and definitely a set of seats on one car, maybe once or twice. So they recommend that you brush it into the fibers because they want it to lock into the fibers with the ceramic technology that they use. And you could see it in the video how I'm just rubbing it in. These mats are pretty plush. Just like that. And I've done testing already on this product on other sets of floor mats on my other car. And like I said, I'm showing you this particular part of the demonstration as the application, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be wondering, how do you apply it? And that's it. Okay, so this is pretty much rubbed in, so you could go up and down, you could go left to right, so we'll go left to right as well. We want to make sure that each fiber is going to get coated equally and evenly. Now, I may have sprayed a little bit too much on this particular mat because of the demonstration purpose, but it's okay because it's going to evaporate and it's eventually going to dry. Now, another thing that I noticed too about this product, if some of you guys have used fabric protectants in the past, back in the days we had 3M Scotch Guard, and the problem with a lot of that stuff is that when it gets into the fibers, it actually makes the fibers like rough and brittle. So like if you were to do it in your home and you'd walk on wall-to-wall carpeting or even an area rug, you would actually feel more of an abrasion to your skin if you were to walk barefoot. And that's one thing that I never really liked about fabric protectants, but so far from testing this one, I didn't notice that, and that's definitely a plus. So we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna come back in a little while, and then I'm gonna show you some demonstration clips and the other things. So I'm just gonna move this mat, I'm gonna hang it up on my rack, and then we're gonna move on to the rest of the video. All right, we're back. So over here I have a piece of Ferrari leather, Alcantara, and some Porsche. This is a wool herringbone type carpeting for some vintage Porsche restoration, and of course another section of wool carpeting. So what we're going to do here on the Alcantara, I don't want to overly saturate it, so we're just going to give it a quick 1-2 like that. Now you can see it right there on the camera. The product is in there, and same situation, you're going to want to get in there, and Alcantara has a very tight weave, the way the machines give it its little nap to feel like suede. So what I like to do in Alcantara, just give it a quick once over, just a once over mist, and then brush it in and set the section out to dry. So drying time, varies anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. Now on the leather, this is what I've been playing around with, whether they've recommended it for leather or not. Just spray it on. Now, leather always has a coating. There's always a protective finish the way the leather is manufactured. Now, some leathers are more naked. Naked means less protectant and more subtle, and as far as the feel and natural grain structure to it. So what I've tried so far is just spraying it on there and just taking a clean microfiber towel after about a minute or so and just wiping it off. And then I'd spray it again just to make sure, because like I said, being that this has a finish already in it by the manufacturing process, I want to make sure that if there's any little microscopic pores, that this product could give itself a chance to leach in there and offer the protection that we're looking for. Okay, so we're going to put the leather over here to the side. Now, same thing with the fabric. Another thing too, being that this product has a blue tint, it does not turn the substrate, which in this case you have white and black herringbone wool fabric, it's not going to turn it blue. So we're going to spray it like that. Same brush. Okay, we're going to set that to the side as well. And the same situation, so the application, you can't mess this up. Just make sure you vacuum, clean the surface, make sure the surface is, dry, and then just, you can't really screw it up. Even if you were to overspray, you still are going to be able to get the full effect of what's going on. And this is just like the Shelby floor mat that I showed you. Just rub it in there just like that. And we're going to set that over to the side. So I'm going to come back in a little while when all of these samples, including the Ferrari Mat, is completely dry. And I'm also going to coat this as well. And then I'm going to go over to my Alfa Romeo. I'm going to show you a demonstration of the treated Sparco passenger seat where it's got the Alcantara in the middle, and we're going to get some water, and we're going to do some water tests on all of these. So come back in a little bit, and we'll finish this video. All right, guys, we're back. This is about 1 hour after I did the demonstration of how to apply it to carpeted floor mats. Now, something I'm going to tell you guys here, the effectiveness of any of these type of products is really going to lie on the textile / substrate that you apply it to. The reason I tell you this is because a lot of fabrics, a lot of threads, or anything that's woven, sometimes due to manufacturing processes and what they're made of, especially if they have any kind of rayon or nylon or any kind of synthetic in them, it's going to be very hard for an additional chemical to bond and lock onto that surface. So in my opinion, from my testing over the last couple of weeks, I love the way this stuff works on leather and on Alcantara. And for me, with my cars, they all have leather and Alcantara. On carpeting, it's kind of hit or miss depending on the type of carpeting. So I'm just going to show you guys some demonstrations right now. So we just got a bottle of water, and we're going to go onto the Shelby mat. This is a synthetic type of carpeting. So we're just going to pour it on there. And you could see its effectiveness is mediocre, okay? It's totally mediocre on this mat. Now, there's a very good chance that this mat is made out of a material that just won't let this product bond to. So just be aware of that. Now, I also took a solo sprayer, filled it up with some deionized water, and we'll shoot the mat as well just to show you guys during this clip. And you could see it's doing something by not fully saturating into the mat. It's sitting on the top layer, and then you just blot it, and it's pretty much taking all that water off. So that's the effectiveness on this. Now we're going to move over to the Ferrari Mat. Now this is a thin nap natural wool carpeting, and we're just going to do the same test. And you can see over here the water beading. I'm going to try to get in closer on that. Okay, right there. You see how the water beading is well there, and over here it wants to saturate. But same situation, you're going to just want to blot it, and it pretty much takes it all out. So that's the one good thing, is that it doesn't saturate the carpet the way you would think. So here we go. We just added some more water. You could see the way the water's beading here and here, but not over here. Now, also, according to the instructions on the Chemical Guys bottle of Hydro Thread, they recommend you wait 24 hours for it to fully cure and for it to bond to the surface and give it the best hydrophobic properties. So that's the test on synthetic carpeting and wool carpeting. We're going to move over to the other samples that we did in the beginning of this video, and I think you guys are going to be pretty impressed as far as how it reacts to that right now. So let's move the camera over. All right, guys, so these are the samples that I showed you in the earliest part of the video a little over an hour ago. So we're going to push this stuff to the side because we're going to do one by one. And this is a piece of wool carpeting from a Bentley Rolls-Royce that I have in stock. So we're just going to show you that there. And you could see how great the water repellency is. You see how it didn't soak in? This is the difference between a natural, high quality textile versus something that may have synthetic blended into it, okay, just to reduce cost. Now, this carpeting is mega expensive, and that's why I wanted to do a test with all of these different samples here to show you guys what you may or may not exceed to your expectations. Now, as far as how many of you guys out there that are driving an Aston Martin, Bentley, Rolls-Royce, or Ferrari that are going to be playing with this stuff, I don't really know, but just to let you know, on natural wool carpeting, it works outstanding. So we're going to put that to the side. Now, here we have some German cloth fabric. This is used on the seat inserts of old vintage Porsches. So we're going to do the same test, and you can see that there, how it's just a giant water bead. We'll zoom in on it. I'll try to get it in my hand closer to the camera. You see that? It just falls right off, okay? This fabric is 100% dry. It does not absorb at all. So I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer, if I can. Okay, so I just wanted to get the camera a little bit closer to show you guys in real time what's going on with this right here. So you can see that right there. It just formed one giant bead, shakes right off, okay? Really, really effective. Okay, so we put that to the side. Now we just have a piece of that black Ferrari leather. Now, like I said, with leather, you're never gonna really get the water or anything to soak into it based on the natural manufacturing properties of what they put in and the chemicals in the tanning process. But we wanna see how the water behaves on the surface. And you guys could see that right there. Phenomenal water repellency. You could see how it's forming large beads and it's not pulling up into one big saturated area. So same thing, just shake it off and the leather is perfectly dry. So it works great on leather. Now, my favorite demonstration, of course, is Alcantara. Now, this is also a synthetic type fabric that is put through a manufacturing process to make it feel like suede. So here we go there, look at that. So, and you can just see the more I put, it just pulls up and wants to fall off the surface. That is the hydrophobic properties. That is the ceramic sealant that is in this product that makes it work. Blot it dry, and that's it. We're gonna go over to my Alfa Romeo, and I'm gonna show you inside the car how that works, and that was applied several days ago. All right, guys, so we're in the passenger seat of my Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. So we're just gonna take the water, and we're gonna hit it up here, and you guys can see, look at the way the water just dances down that seat. Look at that. Now, this was treated several days ago, and you can see it there. I'm gonna get the camera off the tripod just to show you guys. So look how cool this is. Look at the way the water is pulled up on the bottom of the seat. And then the great thing about having a product like this, if you do spill coffee or your children or whatever, you get a mess in your car, is that it gives you much more time to get that spill soaked up, okay? And that's pretty much what you want, because if you let it soak in too long, that's where you're gonna run into some issues. Now also, I just wanna put it on the leather, because I also treated the leather as well, and you can see it there, okay? That's on the leather. And you can just see how the water is just, the gravity is making it pull up to the bottom, but you could just see how it has hydrophobic water shedding properties immediately. Now, this definitely works better that I've waited several days versus the samples that I showed you today. Now, the only samples that sort of disappointed me, and probably you guys, are gonna be the carpet samples, except the expensive wool carpeting from England. So let's get over and I'll give you my conclusions of this product. What's up, guys? So this is gonna be the conclusion and my final thoughts on Chemical Guys Hydro Thread Ceramic Fabric Protectant and Stain Repellent product. Now, I'm not sponsored by Chemical Guys. I did not get this bottle for free. I paid full retail price. I bought 2 bottles, one to do individual testing and the second one for the demonstration of this video today. As I showed you, it's very easy to apply. First step, vacuum and clean your surface. Make sure it's dry. You're gonna wanna spray this product liberally onto the surface and then use a natural bristle brush to go in there and make sure it gets in there. Now, the one thing I'm gonna tell you just from the demonstration and from this video, depending on the carpeting that you plan to apply this to is gonna dictate how effective and ineffective it is. Now, on the Shelby carpeting, the Lloyd's mats, it's not very effective. On the Ferrari carpeting, which is a thin cut wool carpeting, which may be a synthetic blend mixed with wool, it is decently effective. On the very expensive wool carpeting from Bentley Rolls-Royce, it is extremely effective. Now, you saw how it reacted on the leather, not on the leather of the sample that I showed you on the table, but also on the leather on the seat of my Sparko seat in my Alfa Romeo. It worked phenomenal on the fabric, the Porsche German fabric. This is also, I think, a wool fabric as well. Phenomenal. You saw that up close with the camera. And once again, on the Alcantara, it worked phenomenal. Now, all these samples were done a little over about an hour and a half ago. Now, my seat in my car was done several days ago, and according to the instructions, they say it will take up to 24 hours to retain its maximum hydrophobic protectiveness. Now, the cool thing about these products, take it with a grain of salt. It's not the end-all be-all. A lot of people have a misconception with ceramic products, like a ceramic coating on a car. Oh, I'll ceramic coat my car and I never have to wash it again, and it's going to just repel scratches and stone chips and everything else. That is not the case. These products are to make your maintenance in your life easier. That is what they're designed for. They're not designed to be some miracle product that's going to just change the world. That's not what it's all about. This is a good product. It also, user experience is pretty good. It does not have any fragrance, which is very interesting because everybody knows Chemo Guys is really good with their fragrances and, you know, their color tints. It does not dye or change the color of what you sprayed on. So when I was concerned when I was doing testing, what was this fabric going to turn blue? And it does not turn blue. So another thing too, from working on it, I didn't use gloves today, is that you tend to feel it. You do feel a film on your fingers, which means that there's definitely some sort of polymer in it. Now, I don't feel that this product is giving me that polymer feel that the Hydro Slick gives and the Hydro Suds. I think Hydro Suds gives the most feel when you get it on your hands, and it has like a rubbery texture that the water just bounces right off that stuff. So I think in order to make it into a sprayable form, they had to pull a lot of that out there and a lot of solids out there. So you're really going to be effective based on your substrate, your application, and what your expectations are. They're telling you about 12 months out of this. I don't really know, but I think if you got children, you got pets, you're a coffee drinker, definitely worth considering if you want to, you know, just maintain and protect your car simple and easily, and you don't want to use a solvent, chemical-based ceramic coating that goes on the interior of your car. This is also going to be cheaper and easily to do spot repairs and do touch-ups as well. It also has stain blockers and also UV protection. So, like I said, thanks for watching this new video on the Chemo Guys Hydro Thread. I will put a link where you could buy this from Chemo Guys Direct, or you could order it on Amazon. It's a hot new product. Stuff's been selling out quick. I was fortunate enough to get it very early on in the game before it was actually announced. So please subscribe to the Auto Fanatic channel. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more detailing content. I'll see you guys in the next video real soon.